Good morning, my people. How are you today? Why is this thing not bright enough? How are you today? They do a Monday, November. How are you? I hope you're doing well wherever you are. Muje, 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 muje. Atete kula na penzi. Good morning, good morning. Bamuise George Senkubuge Muyombia Mark Jones Info Chambade Annington Bridget Kakai Joshua Mogalasi Mixed Farm Louis Travel Live Vlog Chairman Zach Busy Chris lives in me Tumuhimisa Ivan Jr. Yeah, and Sebuma Adam and Michael Eugene Abari Mukamuli. I don't take you for granted. Good morning. Good morning. Aban, where is your project? You didn't bring your project.
Because you have not yet finished it.
Ah, when are you going to finish it?
See, your friends are bringing their projects.
Those are not my friends. They are in a different class.
Okay. Get up, stand up. Time to go. Open the door. Aban. Open. All right. See you.
Alban, give me my bag.
Good morning, teacher. See you, boys. Good morning. Abaye. Muri mutia. It's Monday 11th. Simanye ndi mutufu. Date nyinzo bana jikute chifura nenge. Yeah yo. Monday 11th. No mwezi kwa November gutambula. When we grow up, it seems like time just flies and flies and flies and yeah. It seems like everything is going really fast. Atebo obanga toli focused bulungi. Oza noloza n'abantu nabo bakuleka. Tigwe kagwali emabega ebintu byote bitambula and all those things. And I've seen a friend of mine that said he was depressed. I don't really think he was depressed. I think he was panicking. I told him no many guy olabika you're panicking. Guys, any sing yagala bukumango budde bukyali. Let me just fix it a little. Okay, that should help us. Right, that should help us. That friend of mine, I think he was panicking and he told me he needs to go to therapy. That's what they call therapy when you go to a psychiatrist. And then the psychiatrist kind of helps you deal with whatever issues you have deep down. And then this friend of mine was saying he doesn't focus properly. And then atandise medication, you know, those things that psychiatrists do to you, and then they tell you to take medicine to help you focus, to help you. I don't know. I think I was at a certain point like that, but I realized that at that moment, just obulamu bwali tebutambulanga bwenjagala butambule, and I hadn't yet gotten into me that sometimes life doesn't go my way, and that I should just handle what I have and find a way to live through it. At that time, Nengenda, I went to Mengo Hospital, and then I was looking for a psychiatrist that time, and then I saw this dude, and I realized yes, they went to school and studied these things, and yeah, this guy was telling me to start meds, tablets, musimanya, antidepressants. I refused. Nagano kumida antidepressants, and I'm okay. And I don't think I've ever gone back to that state ever again. I don't think I've been at a point again where I had a lot. Yes, I have. Sometimes I get angry like normal people, but I don't think I've ever been at a point where I thought that I have anger issues. And I don't think anger issues, even if I had them, I don't think they're a sign of someone being depressed, you get. But yeah, but I hope you guys are not going through that situation. I don't wish that situation for anyone, and if anyone is going through it, I hope you have learned to live with it, because people have challenges, yeah, and sometimes you think you're going through the worst, no sanganga, someone is going through worse. I told you of a guy that I found in the hospital on Saturday who had a leg, who was limping. He got a border accident, and while I was talking to him, he told me that he yali achali mu ddwaliro nga yeba kyamuyunga. Of course okugulu kwenga kukyamye, and he was going through a lot of pain. But as he was there, someone texts him and tells him that one of his friends had his leg cut off. But then someone told him, you know your friend who his leg was cut off. And then for him, he was saying, at least so, and then he was telling me, I did not know him, you know, but as I move around, when I meet people, they talk to me like they know me. I think because we have these interactions online where I talk to them like I know them, like I've met them. And then he said, Arthur, omanyi oberoro was obona atobo chali awo ne bakugamba omuntu omulala ate abona okusinga. You get oba nosanga omuntu abona okusinga. So Marjorie Bedford, are you also angry? I don't think I'm angry right now, but I get to moments. I think I'm handling I'm handling better than I used to handle. Like sometimes, like I've seen it with people that I employ. No sanga ngomuntu, they are not doing the work exactly how you want it, or probably they are not doing it well. You're not doing it exactly as you want it is something else, but doing it well is the best. But they are not doing it well. Ne nota bogura, nota yomba, and you give it space. You give this person time, and I think I'm trying to handle. I find that the more you grow, the better you handle situations that test you. You get. So wherever you are, guys, I hope life is treating you better, and if it's not, I hope you're handling it better. Chechisingo bukulu ku handling abulamu boina the best way possible. You get kambazeko kubala. Anigwe sibuzi zako. Vinicats, Ronald Muchwa, Kagwa Danis, Engineer Joshua 256, Marjorie Bedford, Chigozi Stanley, Juma Ali, Rahim Chigozi, and Muchin from Hawaii. How are you? I hope you guys are doing well. So, you have not missed a lot, Stanley. I was just talking my normal talks. I talk a lot. You see, on Saturday, you saw the sample video that I did. I'm going to be doing the weekly roundup. Mumawulire gemotoka. Era nawe bwogafune amawulire ago tekikugaana gampeereza. If you get a piece of news that you think is newsworthy for our community, for the love of cars, tekigaana gituwa n'ogituleetera naffe. You can share with me on WhatsApp. If you get a video, you grab a piece of news, you can share it with me. I'll be doing a weekly roundup, and I'll be sharing all the news that week that is related to cars, or that can be, or that should be related to cars. I'll be sharing every Saturday. It will be done on Saturday and edited on Saturday, uploaded on Saturday. So that day, so that day we were in the studio, and I said, I want to do this concept. Let's sit and see what we can do. And then I made a phone call, and then I sat, and then I started talking. So when I do 10 minutes, it seems like it's a very short time, but it wasn't really short because I didn't even plan to do 10. I thought I'd do like 3 minutes, but I did 10. So I'll be doing a weekly roundup every Saturday. It will be uploading. I'll be doing it in the morning, probably uploading by 4 p.m. and then the broadcast goes on as planned. Saith Kagaba, good morning. Viola Namiro, good morning. Musasizi Samuel, good morning. Joseph Bali Kudembe, good morning. So I have some people that don't want to pay consultation, and sometimes I don't want to tell them please pay consult. Like they see, I have a prompt on my WhatsApp. Like if you text me the very first time, the prompt comes to your message, and it will tell you, if your inquiry is about cars, please pay 50k consultation fee on my mobile money number, and then we continue. But somehow people, they see the prompt this time, they don't pay, they ask a question, I don't answer, they wait like 2 weeks, then they send they send a hi again, they get the prompt again, and this time they start being a little bit rude, they start seeming a little bit disappointed, and they say, but I'll give you pre-purchase inspection money. And yet the message clearly says that, you know what, if you send this 50,000, it will be deducted from your future pre-purchase inspection or any product or service bought from me. But clearly they just don't want to pay. So the subject of today is from one of those people that doesn't want to pay consultation fee, but somehow ayagala answers, and I've gotten a couple of these. Normally akugamba, I'm going to send you the pre-purchase inspection fee. We are going to go for pre-purchase, and then I no longer want to answer that because you give them all the answers, and all they wanted was the answers, and people are funny. That's how they are. Ayagala amagezi naye nga tayagala kuwa yadde ekikumi, tayagala kujja kulaba broadcast. You get it? So I told this gentleman, lady, I will answer your question on the broadcast, and I've talked about this before. Busy Chris, good morning. Guys, you're 38, we have only 17 likes. Thank you for reminding the Busy Chris. Just double tap in your screen and the like will come. You're 14 now. Just double tap your screen and the like will automatically go there. Just double tap. It's your Chris Fitness here, change giriza. Yeah. So the question of which is the right time to buy a car, which can easily be called the car buying season, yeah? The car buying season. Just double tap your screen, and the likes will go through. The car buying season. In the past, people used to say, and I think when I had just bought my first car, people used to say the best time for people to buy cars is in January, when parents are looking for school fees. And I find that was the time when nyumba ya box yiyo naye olugogo lwe bataddemu nga lugenda batawanya. Like me now, I think I'm experienced with the hidden roof houses. I can see a house that will disturb them. I can see nenga kati yegenda musumbuwa. The best thing is to put a galvanized sheet. They are huge galvanized sheet. Like for my house, it's about 40 feet. The galvanized sheet cost me about 1 million shillings. The sheet alone, the sheet and the bending, because then they need to bend it. Mine is a very big gauge, so it needed to be bended, and then you also bring a gas man to come and like put it together. Danny Okeni Albino Ola, in that regard, don't attend to anyone who doesn't want to part with their money. When I say it, I want to really be polite, but somehow people and then I have people that go to their relatives and then they call with their relatives. They don't WhatsApp because they know WhatsApp it will be automatic, so they call. So they keep calling. I try to give them bits of answers because I've seen that with Ugandans, when you tell them to pay consultation, they'll get offended. And I try to not offend. That's why I keep saying it on the broadcast, so that it sinks in with the people that watch the broadcast. Because tewali muntu alaba broadcast atasa sura consultation. I've had people that paid consultation multiple times, which right? And those are the people that value that, you know what, Atha echintu champa, probably it's valuable to me. But then there are people that just keep coming back. So I keep drumming it here so that you guys understand Sichukora Mutima movie. But I do these broadcasts for free, and we have a question Friday where you can ask questions. And like today, I'm bringing this full topic to talk about a question that this person was asking. So, the car buying season, this is a Range Rover. Gunomwakachi. And then there is that Mercedes-Benz. Gunomwakachi Range Rover, for the guys that know. Which model is this? Good morning, Okeni Albino Olak, Toddy Ronald. So, just double tap your screen, then there's a Land Rover. Your Land Rover, to Isako Mojinabi. Zezita fa. Net is really comfortable. People just drive them for swag. Bantu bamulabe nti avuga Land Rover. So, what's the best time to buy? Because in the past, they used to tell us that when Moroka Soka, people used to say, Moroka winajigula January, ngabazadde banonya school fees. And then it went on for people to tell us that you need to buy your car in, I think at that time it was May, around April, May. And parents are still looking for school fees for second term. And then the last time would be around August, when still parents are looking for school fees, because then kids will be going back for third term, September, October, November. Because even this time, the kids are look all Range Rover, Land Rovers, Mercedes-Benz, high class cars in PTD. So still kids are going to break off on December 6th in Uganda. That's how the calendar says. So chitegezi never September, October, and November. Baso mere miezi esatu kwena. Neighbor katinda kuzo baso mere andoze miezi ngesatu. And then they'll come. And then December, people are not spending money. That's the idea, that people don't spend money in December because they are keeping all the money to be spent on Christmas. So that was the idea. And the idea was that as long as the kids have gone back to school, parents have already mobilized the funds. So that's when parents have gone back to, when kids have gone back to school, no one is going to sell you their car cheaply. That was the idea. Has been a cultural shift. The way people do things has changed. At that time, I want to concur with the theory that at that time, abazadde batunanganye moroka zaabwe very cheaply to get school fees for their kids. I also happen to understand that at that time, parents had very little planning. Okitegeera abazadde b'ebiseera ebyo baazaalanga buzaazi. Nti you would find a parent with 5 kids naye nga tamanyi bwagenda balabirira naye nga abazaala ne babeerawo. And also at that time, people had little to no financial education. They did not know what it takes to get a bank loan. You get they don't know how to bribe, because if you did not know, in banks you bribe and get a loan. It happens. The loans officer can even help you kuchupura the documents to help you get a loan. So as time went on, people started to get loans very easy. Banks developed school fees loans, and school fees loans come very easy. And then people started getting salary loans. Abantu bayigenja okufuna top up za loan. You get, they stopped because of school fees at least. Now I've found that the season for buying cars is any day. Why? I actually have a follower of mine, a subscriber here, who sold their car nga mpya nga tanagivuga yadde omwaka n'agitunda by 10 million, by a loss of 10 million. You get? But why did they sell their car by a loss of 10 million? It's because they had to clear payment for a piece of land. That's not school fees. The school fees are sorted clearly. So they just had to pay for a piece of land. Abai, accident mujirabi. Wa boda atomedde waka gali, kate wa boda awambye gali yo waka gali. And you know they are aba boda nga bakwefunidde kati bonna beetoolodde awo bonna bagenda kwefunira omusajja waka gali. Anyway, so I was still telling you about someone here. They sold to simply pay for a plot of land that was a hot cake. Ngabuzake milioni 10. Okitegeera nakwata sente ze milioni 10. They paid for land and bought a cheaper car. But at least they had cleared. So you see that now people used to sell their cars mostly for school fees, and of course these days people sell their cars for different reasons, which include business. And of course, apart from business, people sell their cars also for healthcare reasons. Family, they need to take care of the sick person, so they can sell their cars to raise money. But that's something that I would never support my family to do. But of course, so it's the people that are healthy that are deciding to sell. You get? So you see that sickness is unpredictable, operations are unpredictable, and buying land sometimes can mean to be unpredictable. Like, you know how you can be there, you go pay halfway for a piece of land and you think you'll be getting the money, and then you don't. Hajati yalibadde ava kukuba akaddiye no hajati akaddiye yalibadde emmotoka etubaddemu bagita, was it a Nissan? For them, like if you're going to go like here, right, you should be in the middle of the road so that the people that are coming from behind you can proceed. Nabakuli maso ba proceeding. But yeah, so sate kudda bali bwati nga alinga agenda ova kukuba. Simanyi bantu abo gye bayigira mmoloka wala ko bayigira mmoloka nga steering zikaluba. So anyway, the best time is when you have money. Thank you, Danny Okene Albino Olag. The car buying season should literally be when you have the money. Bobo in a center, don't be there waiting, thinking you'll get a deal, thinking you'll get a rip-off. You get rip-offs, and I've told you this time and again, rip-offs don't happen to people like us. Rip-offs happen to car traders that are stationed in Bibandas. Like you see a Chibanda like Bakuli, cheap cars come there all the time. You get cheap cars come there, like Nakawa, cheap cars go there all the time. But me, over the years, because I've been with people that buy and resell cars for a very long time, I've also learned that even those cheap deals, those guys don't tell you. They would rather tell a friend of theirs so that they buy it than to tell you, because you're a final buyer, and even when you're a final buyer, when you buy, you will not give them money. And they don't, at that time they don't care about you. White, it must have stopped breaking, nalwana nayo najikuba mwala ya white, because he put it in the ajikubya mu ditch eganye kusiba, yali badadda mabega eganye kusiba aina kudda mabega. So anyway, so the best time, like Danny Okeni has said, the best time for you to buy, double tap your screen, guys, to increase the likes. Bari babuza animal class, it was a meme. You guys, did you see the video meme? Babuza student, but does the heat increase or decrease? All the way it increases. When they say it increases, you cannot say that they say decrease or increase. So in January when Bankuba Cheyo are going back, guys, let me tell you one thing about the Nkuba Cheyos. The Nkuba Cheyos of these days are not the Nkuba Cheyos of those days. One of the reasons why there was a lot of poverty in families was because people were not financially literate. Like a person that comes and buys a car in December and sells it in January is a person that has not yet studied the entire landscape of cars. And of course, there's someone that say that for them, it makes sense for them to come and buy a car at 30 million shillings, drive it for a month and sell it 27 million. You get, in a way it would make sense to you, but the reason why they used to sell those cars very cheaply was because normally they want to sell in the week they are going. And it's very hard for you to sell a car in a week unless you're selling it too cheaply. I'm telling you, even those guys in Bibandas, the reason why they buy your cars cheaply when you take them to their Bibandas is because they are going to park those cars. They predict that they will park those cars for some time, and that's how you sell cars. You don't sell a car in a week. Those are very special cases. So when the Nkuba Cheyos are going back, abankuba Cheyo benna kuzitonda mu vehicle. Bankuba Cheyo benna kuzitonda bwagule mmoroka essaawa na bayagala agireke mu garage. Oba agirekera omuntu we wakanga agivuga. Okitegeera. They don't buy cars that they will sell in 1 week before they go. They don't do it like that. They don't do it like that. I don't believe in the idea. It only applies to people who don't plan. I agree with Danny Oken. I think some people buy cars in November to use them in December, then sell them in January after their busy activities. Now there is us who take advantage of that in Jan to Feb. Harrison, I think I've tested all this. I've had my money in January. The thing that happens is, when those people get to time of selling, who do they call first? Brokers. And when they call brokers, who is the first person that gets a call from a broker? It's the car trader. All the people, I actually have someone that sent me a car. I don't remember what car it was. Market value is about 25 million. So the trader will buy it. I tell you about trader, $1 million. If the traders are giving you 22, if you're selling faster, and remember, this is not the time that Nkuba Cheyos are going back. Right now we are talking, this is November. And I told him, it was a Spacio. I think it was a Spacio. It's a Spacio UBL. This person says they bought it at 28. This person says they bought the car from the bond at 28 million shillings, but now they need money, they need to sell it. And the traders are giving him 22 million shillings. I told him, you know what, if you get someone from For the Love of Cars, I gotta space you, but chances are high that they will buy it at 25 because that's the market price. It's very hard for someone to buy a car. Moreover, Espacio, Eriku UBL, ajigule million and you have driven it for, because UBL, MN, you get, those are like 2 to 3 years. 3 years on the road. So teri agenda kuwezo sente naenga million 25 basoboloza kuwanga top up ye, and that's if the car is in very good condition. So if you're selling it faster, take it to the traders bajigule. Someone called me, it was a lady some time ago, era inemoroka jiyere ngamba the traders are giving me 23 million shillings. Zingandaba, even the traders are buying the car very well. You know how you see the traders no gambo no trader basanze ba amacha. Like the traders should have even been buying that car at 18, but they were offering that person 23 million. Because I told them the final buyer will probably buy 25, 26. If the traders are giving you 23, those are traders that are fair. You get, because I've been in the market, so I know how much the traders will buy a certain car when I look at it. You get, so Nia Dagamba Harrison is saying that we take. I'm curious to know, Harrison, how many cars have you bought in January and February at cheap prices? Nzikirize. Harrison, I'm really just curious to know wakagule moroka mmeka mu January oba February ng'ozigula layisi. I'm really curious to learn. I'm curious to learn because waliwo okugamba theoretically that yes, bankuba kye babaddayo mu January they sell their cars very cheaply. Then waliwo n'okugamba mbu nali njiguzeeko emmoroka bwetyo nenjigula layisi nnyo mu January. How many cars have you bought in January? That's something that I would like to learn from you because nze nakigezaako nikigaana and this generation of car owners ono ne bwe yagenda teeka gaadi ku mmoroka mutuufu tamanyi mmoroka tugende kale akakubo kaffe because bwe tunaasalawo tubeere hambo nnyo nga bano abalabo tebakwatwako. Good morning. Arthur, 10 million for my first car. I'm buying a car for good, no selling. If I'm not upgrading to a better car, but I need a car. Those who understand the meaning of need. Vitz. You're going to get a Vitz. Ogenda gula Toyota Vitz. Toyota Vitz is the car you're going to buy if you want to buy a car at 10 million. Then there is a car that I was talking to a certain lady. Then the lady was telling me she has about 10 to 13 million. She wants a car that can do special hire and Uber. But then I was giving her options. Nemwirako option ya Vista Adio. Ati nangamba tayagala Vista Adio. Ochitegeera, and it's one of the cars that you can get that is kind of executive at 10 million. Ochitegeera nga ate tejja kuba mbi nnyo. Then because then it would be a Vitz, probably a Paso, because I'm looking at cars that don't consume a lot of fuel. Then there are chances that you can get a Raum new model, but it would be a very old number plate like a UAS. And then sometimes people just don't want old number plates in Raums, you get naye mwe abantu baguze hybrid akamoroka akaako akukwa you know Prius nyobo ku mwaka ki, it's a very new Prius. So Harrison, I'm waiting for your answer. How many cars have you bought in January and February for cheap because Nkubache was going back? And then the other thing that I've realized in Nkubache, the guys from South Africa, when they are coming, they come with their South African cars. Over they hire cars from South Africa and come with them. And then when they're going, they drive them to Uganda, they drive them back to South Africa. So it's imperative for us to note that some of these guys actually come with their own cars. Which take it, and then some guys, they just hire cars. They hire cars. Sometimes I find that it's stress-free until you can change a car any day. Like today, I can go and hire a Spacio new model. Tomorrow I say mumpe drone jemba nevuga. Then the next day I say mumpe nuwa. You guys, why is this phone overheating now? I don't know if it makes sense to you guys, yeah? So I'm Harrison, I'm waiting for your answer. So guys, the best time for you to buy a car is when you have the money there. And why am I saying when you have the money? It's because if you don't buy the car when you have the money, somehow money flies. If you don't buy a car when you have the money flies in a certain somehow. Otandika kujjako mutwalo, and before you know it, you have used all the money. And I've seen people. Sometime back, there's someone that came, Naga Arthur, I have to buy a car. And then we had to get a car because he had and they bought a car and went. Arthur Aolimba, trust me, in UG people are still selling cars for school fees. I'm telling you, when people are ready to sacrifice anything for stabilization of their current situation. Stanley, I'm curious. People sell cars for school fees in the Sibamani. You should connect us to those people selling cars because of school fees. because in my circles where I live, people don't sell cars for school fees. I find that people plan better, because every year you're going to be driving, you're going to be buying a new car. Good thing is that you will be the person to inspect. Okay, good morning. Okay. Brands, number one brands are hello. What is the consumption of a Mark II Grand? Mark II Grand, 6 to 8, 6 to 9, 6 to 9 kilometers go highway in kuwa 12. Uncle Salmina chechiriwo. When you have money and passion of cars. Good morning, Council Patrick Asiko. Yusuf Minaj. Our pressure cruises, our backbenchers. So guys, yes, they are cheap cars. This I can tell you. But the thing with people when they are selling their cars on pressure, chizibu nyo kusanga muntu nga atune moroka nga inamuka pressure, and they think about their neighbors and they think about their friends, and one of the reasons why they don't think about their neighbors and friends is a valid reason. Tebagala kuswala nti omuntu oyo anze namugulako moroka yali aweddem, because abantu batuogerera. If you have been in a situation like that, you'll bear witness nti bw'oli otunzeko ekintu kyolayisi n'okiguza omuntu gw'olowooza oba olowooza omuwadde naye akuwadde, it's an exchange, kumbe ye afunye ebigambo byagenda kwogera. So normally when people are selling cars like that, tebajja waffe, they go to the traders gye baddukira mbasuubuzi gye bagenda, because ebiseera ebisinga kabaka pressure. So over school fees oba ki, normally they'll go to the traders. There is a person that sold a fielder UBP at 25 million shillings. I am sure had I told the people here there is a UBP fielder, mwalajiguze million 27. Yaita najivuga do mwaka ye yajeretiro kuve Japan. Najituna million. I was never told, but when she got the urge to sell, she went to the traders. Ochitegere Namugenyi Maria, good morning. My contact is in the description of the channel, Maria, but let me just read it for you. 0752991051. Personally, I've bought several things in that kind of sense. Even my musical, I bought them on a woman who had a Canadian visa, nayenga other remaining things like ante if there's that school fees Stanley ondozo katotanzo okufuna enjawulo yange okitegera yali afunye visa nga agenda, that's different. Okitegera yali afuluma gwanga nga agenda, probably yaita planning anakudda Stanley. Okitegera that is not school fees. And I find that the people that sell their property right now because of school fees are people that have very poor planning. Nze nkubuulira because abana babeera ne holiday ya myezi 3. Abana babeera ne holiday ya myezi 3. They have two parents who can collect money ne bagatta sente abantu babiri ne batwala abaana ku ssomero. How come emyezi 3 giggwako omwana wo ng'agenda ku ssomero nga tolina school fees? That would be poor planning. Okay, and I pray that none of you guys here, for the love of cars, I pray that none of you gets into that position. A Bylon, yeah, RAV4, Subaru, yeah, Bylon, why I got a more million kumi sicho. But I go get a good RAV4. A Bylon, you're going to buy a RAV4. Probably, but don't be picky about the number plate. You'll be picky about the condition. You get it? These days bank loans take just 3 days. No need of selling your car. Thank you, Adam. Cheche ngamba Stanley kati omuntu agenda ku kyeyo atunda kuba ne babireke atamanyo bana abimanaginga, so they are selling to go. And also Stanley, a house is harder to sell than a car. A house is hard to sell. Me, I've sold a house before, and I can tell you it's one of the hardest things to sell. For me, that's what I did. Bareta cash, nemukwata ningamba sagara kubanja, and when nakwata sentezo, the next week I was leaving the house. So the house, I find that the house is one of the hardest things to sell. So boba wagule mizigejo, it's because yali abulidwa abamuwa sente ezimuyisaawo ate nga gwe okolaki gwenga woli osobola omuwa akasente ke n'akola ki n'agenda kola byakola. But people no longer sell cars because of school fees. Era saagala okyeyinulireko olemegula mu December moroka ogambe kaninde mu January bwe batuuka okutunda bagenda mu basuubuzi. A car is easier to sell than land and a house, definitely. So if anyone is looking for a place to keep their car money, why katuvuge one way. Why? Traffic guide atugamba tugende mu one way owa traffic atugoba yatula. Market saako alidde. Wa market sa omukizo vuga one way. Katulache wa traffic tatugende tugende. Amaze nakkiriza. Amaze nakkiriza. Kirabika bakkiriza. Babadde ki? Afande, have you allowed us?
I don't know.
Afande tamanyi katugende. Sijja kuba wa mutwe munene. Omanyi ogenda mulene oli agenzeeyo aliyo yekka ayambuka. Otuuka nekikutabukako ng'oliyo wekka. Owa traffic atuuka naye ng'alina wakwatiza. Sijja kuba wa mutwe munene nnyo kansigale wano. Naye tugatemu eno leeni. Aba CRV Honda mugira bwefumba leka efumba mukyere. Ding 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 baby girl. Ding 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 you're forever. To me, I still think Jan and March is the best timing for buying most deals like cars, deals abantu waffe balya gwe vayo kale yingira balya sente in festive season ebeerabira ebiddirira. And me, I've seen those young guys. Are you sure abantu bakyalya sente ekivubi? Me, I've found, I don't know, maybe the circles zendimu, I've found that people now are more conservative with their spending. Some people are no longer even going to the villages because they know in the village they will spend a lot of money. So instead of taking a bus and going to the village, they would rather send them like 100k. Nebamanya kubanga bwagenda obugenzi. I know kulekayo sente mu kyalo, they have to take shopping for the village, and still they'll be the ones to buy food. So wesanganga, if a person goes to the village, they are going to spend more than 500 to 600,000 just in the village. Yet if they send 100k, these people will be very grateful for the 100,000. You get it? And then these people don't have to go, and then they spend like an extra. So people stay in their homes during Christmas, some of them at least. And of course there are people that don't go to the village for like the entire year, and they only wait for December to go to the village. That's different. And then there are people like me who don't actually have a village. Basinga bakugamba todde n'obuyagala emirembe abantu beno bakolako emikolo. Arthur, good morning, Arthur. How do I get the best value out of my car? I would like to sell it before I move out of the country. Jude the dude, it depends on what car. Then I find that the best way to sell your car is to announce that you're selling earlier than when you're selling. If you're going to sell in March, yeah, tell people you're selling in December, so that a lot of people, tell as many brokers as possible Yeah. And then I find that one of the reasons why people don't sell is because they don't want to give brokers their money. That's why me, I tell you, we work with brokers. Emoroka tujigula nga nchimanyi muli musendeza broker atademu be mitwala atano ne as long as we are getting the best value. Chovola emoroka ezimu zilaba zitugula 20.5 21.5 muba musendeza aba brokers. But without brokers, you cannot get a good car. And even you, the person that is selling, without brokers, you may never sell. You guys have seen cars that have bupande for sale. Me, I've learned that the moment someone has those bupandes on their cars, it means they have failed to work with brokers. Now, the brokers themselves fail you from selling your car. I'm telling you. So I find that the best way for you to sell your car and get money out of it is by telling people you're selling earlier than when you're selling. And in actual sense, the moment you get someone that's giving you the money that is good, sell it. Even if you get an idea that, oh, maybe I can get more, let me tell you, the thing with cars, and I've seen it multiple times, majority of the times, the person that gives you the first offer gives you the best offer with cars. And I've sold many cars. The person that gives you the first offer gives you the best car majority of the time. You get it? So tell people earlier, work with brokers. If brokers say tugenda utunda meka 10 na mwena tugenda tunda 2 toka ajana. Me, I've seen a broker fail a car. Because even you guys, when you're buying, and I've told people that I've inspected before, if brokers have put their money, barike Oshtegira, I've had a story of brokers that helped someone sell the house. They were supposed to get money, and the seller decided that he will not give them the money. They talked to the buyer. They told the buyer, "Kokuliko sentes of $1 million obaza ali 5." The buyer connived with the seller to make sure that the brokers don't get their money. In a week, the house was on the ground. The brokers worked with thugs and they knocked the house down. Of course, you cannot prove it. But the brokers were the ones that knocked the house down. And I've seen instances where brokers came and hit someone's car because baga no kubawa commission wawe. And now when we are talking about it like this, we think it should be as simple as, why don't you report them to police, and then what? Because that's a criminal matter. A criminal matter, these guys may not be required to pay you. So the best way for you to sell is to always sell in time, not on time. In time. And then tell as many brokers as possible, and then have an agreement with brokers that is clear. Mugenda teka mweza mmwe nze njagala zino. And when they put nolabanga bali annyo tozimba mutima bera muno mutima ogwagalizo manyente abasajja babazaaka azannyo kaabwe otegera. Like me, when I was selling my house in Kaska, got someone that was ready to buy it. Bagenda bagula enyumba bwe batyo. They came, they gave me my money. The broker said to 10%. I gave him the 10%. And they gave him his money. I got what I wanted. It was not much, but it was okay. So I find that one of the reasons is because of that. I will tell you, me, when I sell my car, now with cars it's normally not 10%, but I give them money. It motivates them to make sure that you. That's why Mufsanga Ntimbibanda Baba Guze Moroke Mvundu. Because our broker, there is a time we were inspecting a car, and then the mechanic was telling the buyer about the problems that were with the car, and then the broker came and told him, Silika Toyogera nyo, because the broker was receiving commission on that car. And yes, nobody really wants to work with brokers because they inflate prices. But if you're getting value for your money, or if you're getting value for your car, Raja Toba Ozimbo Mutimo Lokuboli Ali, the Kuligwe Mulimugwe, which say the Enzo Obama the week in Gakunukwa ino Kuria. So the best way for you to get value out of your car, to get the money, and also guys, Echitwa chari bade bwe chitogula moroka million 28 no jivuge myake 3 no yagala jitunda 26 ochitegera. That happens, but those are very rare occasions when that happens. Nti omuntu agule moroka 28 na jivuge myake 3 na jitunda 26. those are very rare occasions. Probably you have looked after your car very well, and also probably the person that you're selling the car to has been wanting to buy this particular car for a very long time. Those are special cases. So you need to factor in what we call depreciation, and in the next episode we'll probably talk about the depreciation of the car, how you can calculate depreciation of cars, because otandika okubala nti buli mwezi emmoloka depreciating kyenkana ki, so that emmoloka bw'ogigula n'ogivuga emyaka ebiri ate toseera bantu esimu eno eyagala kubuguma sigitegeera ate I'm trying to make this car very cold. Okitegeera, it's important that you understand how depreciation works oleme kuseera bantu, kubanga bw'onooseera tojja kutunda emmoloka. Ate you guys need to understand that every day you drive a car, it's serving you, so it's losing a bit of value every day. Abantu abamu oyagala bw'ogigula miliyoni 10 otuuka okutunda otunde 11. Okitegeera, it doesn't work like that. Okujjako ng'ogitaddemu ebintu eby'amaanyi ennyo, ate n'ebyo eby'amaanyi kizibu kusanga muntu ng'abitegeera, ng'ajja kubitegeera. Okitegeera, that's why I tell you nti bw'oba onoogula emmoloka tulina emmoloka ze tuguze mu busuubuzi, oli n'agula emmoloka miliyoni 10 n'agitunda 12. And of course there are people that we bought cars with some time ago. Omuntu n'omugamba bwe naafuna omuguzi nkukubire nti nkubira, then you get a buyer for their car nga yagigula, like there is a person twagula kara for miliyoni 9 netufuna asobola okagula miliyoni 11 ne tumukubira guy n'agaana okukwata essimu n'agaanira nno ddala. Like the very first time he answered and said let me get back to you, then he stopped answering. Then after a couple of months atandika ate moroka kati yatandise okufa nagula bubi ne mugamba naye, but I got someone who was willing to give you 11 million shillings. You refuse to answer phone calls. Okitegeera, so I think bwe twamugamba tufunye omuntu ako miliyoni 11 kati natandika okulaba ng'emmoloka yereka erimu 17 kyokka nga yagigula mwenda. You get it? So but the best car buying season is the season when you have the money to buy the car. There has never been school fees season ennaku zino tebikyaliyo. Kale biyinza okuba byaliyo edda naye ng'ennaku zino tebikyaliyo. Okitegeera, abantu batunda ebiseera ebimu nga bw'olaba Stanley bwe yagamba yagula emizigo gy'omukazi ng'agenda ku kyeyo. Ekyeyo kitunze abantu emmoloka zaabwe rayisi, because ekyeyo is a chance of a lifetime for most people nti taagala gizannyiramu. Okitegeera, but still even kyeyo omuntu aba yalwawo buli kutunda oba sekyo ng'alina sente ze yali asuubira. I hadn't put these lights on. Yali alina sente z'asuubira ne zigaana okujja. Ole and Ego TV Sienta at 18 million ngaba akuyiseeko nnyo. Ndaba eyo teba deal nungi, because at the end of the day once you want to sell the car you will use a lot of money. I've not seen that message. Arthur, I'm a broker in Namugongo, but people seriously buy land in January like nothing. But you guys, me, I've told you time and again, ntinze ekimu ku bintu bye saagala kuteekamu sente zange ettaka zibu lya kutunda. Ettaka zibu lya kutunda and Vinny Katz has said people buy land in January because they have money. Abantu bennaku zino baba ne sente. And somehow I think because we have put it in our mind that in January you get deals, even when you buy something that is not on a deal or was a deal, you know, the brain is a very powerful thing. Market value let's see. After my budget is 14, some guy tells me selling me a Sienta UBG at 18 and it's good condition. He says I would then pay 14 and pay the 4 later. 18 million for a Sienta UBG. Why don't you use 14? Why don't you use 14 million to buy a car that is 14? Ngadala ya 14. Sienta ya 18. Because Sienta zili musende meka mu bond. Zili mu million nga 25. Kati gogole UBG million 18. Oba toguze bulungi. No. Of course now I understand the situation you're going through. I've been there nga tukola inspections nti omuntu ajane millions 15 emmoloka atenga zilimu 18. Okitegeera, eh? But still then I normally tell them tunonye emmoloka erimu sente zaffe. But of course kati because sometimes obo yagala emmoloka nga erimu namba no gena. There are people abatuuka ne beewola. Like there is a market we bought ne basigala batubanja million meka 3 Guy nagamba, no, I can pay that money next month. Me, I'm okay. I'm okay. This car is good. And then I think when I posted the car, and most of you guys really liked the car, but sometimes the sagala nyo muntu kwewola bobane milioni 14 gule motoka ya 14 bobane milioni 2 gule motoka ya 2 nze siwola motoka senga nali mpole motoka eno senga bagitwala dda but nagana okuwola sente zange zinjagala nzagala mbujjo eroli bwajja. If you come and you don't have enough money to buy my car and you like it, we find a car that is literally almost the same in the same condition like my car. Nze motoka yange njitunda cash bwe mbasi jitunda cash kebere wa abana bali jivuga then I find other ways to make the money that I would actually get out of that car. That's a strategy that I've gotten. I've learned from some Chireketo Tunda. 27 to 35 years without kids. Nayenga, he has been sleeping in an apartment of 600k and driving. Naye life name kwata, and you find him asking you how can he can download to a low level life, which calls setting. I find that obulamu fena butukwatamu fena obulamu butukwatamu, but I think the one thing that I've realized is you need to have the ability to adjust your lifestyle because it's only you who knows your lifestyle. So you need to be able to find ways to adjust your lifestyle. I find that in Zenema Maban, we kind of try to find ways to adjust. We sit down and talk about stuff and say, now we need to have money aside and we cannot eat meat this week. Besides, meat is not healthy. And then the kids ask for pizza from time to time. And then they ask for Food Hub and KFC, and then I tell them it's not in the budget. Which take it, eh? I find that it's you the lifestyle you need to live to be able to not sell your things cheaply. But me, I think the lockdown taught us a lot. Eh? During the lockdown, people adjusted their lives. Never pay rao. And the lockdown taught us to live without money. The lockdown taught us to live without money. The lockdown taught us to be independent. During the lockdown, if you did not learn how to be independent, then you did not really experience the lockdown. So Stanley, I find that a single person are struggling between 27 to 35. Yandi badafu na yoku mentorship obachu set circles zaberam 27 to 35. The struggles we should be going through are the normal struggles. Of I did not get the money I expected to get, but we should not be getting the struggles of what example can I give? We should not be getting the struggles of bankutenakanaka P7 katibanja garamu milioni munana. We should not be getting those struggles. I find that we can try to avoid them as much as possible, or better still find better ways to handle them. Ben Kako, good morning. To me, since we are talking about cars, it's not only school fees, but also other reasons. But mostly it comes in that period of January. I'm curious to see how many people have actually bought cars cheaply in January. Because brokers, the car sellers, the car traders buy cheap cars all the time. Even now, there is a car seller that is buying a car cheaply. Right now with Wogida. Buying Zobayonga Chikuminga Bagule Moroki. It's not January, it's November. You'd think that in November have a lot of money and they are not selling their things cheaply. Me, Arthur, I'm a village person. That Christmas village budget is always planned as well. You have no reason not to go. You have no reason. You have no reason not to go to the village. You still have your parents there. True. Isaac Malinga, good morning. Jude the dude, what percentage do you give a broker? If you want to percentage, if you just negotiate with the broker. Na kugamba njagala bweziti onozimpa no mugamba njazikuwa. And always guys, try to stick by your word. Bera muntu wa kigambo kyo. broker bomugambo yagala send me kana ganja gale mitu nomuganga ngenda gakuwa. Make sure you give him the 300,000. Otegera. After morning and all viewers, I might be late, but today late comers won't eat bones. Daniel Dewal, Chechiriwo, Benjamin, Katwena, Dr. Kasuli, January and February is the most convenient months of buying these good cars at the cheapest prices, since more individuals are so desperate for money in those. Guys, mwena mugamba, nti January is the best. No one is telling me I bought this car in January or February. Mwena mwogeda it's a convenient time. Nobody is telling me about this car in January. Guys, people bayige ebintu bagenda mbamanerenda, bagenda mu banka, bayina emikwana egibawola. Guys, come on. Ate bisere bisinga when people are looking for school fees, the guys have TVs. They can sell at cheap na posting ayo kusomede batwala omwana. By the way, uncle, I'm selling my car land. It's 2.2 acres. It's in Woblands, Chichusa Road, with transfers available at 15 million each. Mungule kakataka. Banange Salmini abagambi atunde taka. Salmini nencha jangoli rangi. Salmini atunde taka. Dili Woblands, Chichusa Road. Dili ku main road. Oyingira ko munda. After I wanted a car for me and my family. I want a new model Primo and it's overpriced, but I will go with the Corolla Namocard. Also like yours on a better price. I don't carry cargoes. Yeah, that's a good choice. I find it's a better choice. Nebobo sanze Alioni okitegera neyo jivuga oba Axio obojisa Axio tera bikira ko ddala Alioni oba kale ku but Axio tera bikira ko ddala. Yeah, as the owner you should be as well a well wisher. Brokers are not easy people. Good morning, uncle. Can I get a Primo new model Ugandan user 20 million 2010? No. Tejja kuba nungi balire million nga 25 kale 24 Isaac Salmini omulabye atunde ttaka eka 2. Arthur, we should start an online shop for buying and selling cars where the sellers owners post their vehicles. We are going to have it. We are going to have it ku website here for the love of cars. I'm waiting for the paperwork to get done. But still for the love of cars jakuba broker, because cheetah website here for the love of cars, the website will take a percentage. It will be a clear percentage. Again, message Chijeba Holdings for review no baganye no jindag. Isaac Salmin, share your number. Isaac agenda kuwa sente. The January thing is like Black Friday deals. Bali manti bakusaliddeko. Aha, Isaac una akugambye. Isaac atatunda mataka akugambye mu January mutaka olowooza oguze rais naye oba oguze normal price. Aha. Good morning, Steve Barros. Banange tugule moroka for Christmas. It's inconveniencing as a man traveling to the village with the whole family. Ay man, nze sikiberangako mu taxi n'abantu abana bange ha. Mama bani yali omugumu nga abana olumu embeera nga binkutte nga alinya taxi nabo. Okitegeera like when Aban was the only one going to school, when before the lockdown, Mama Ban would take taxi sometimes and go home. Okitegeera and then the lockdown, and then a little bit after the lockdown was turbulent, but yeah. But I'm doing my best to make sure that my family travels has a car that takes them places. Ngizeza ko Mama Bani akali ku kubo aterereza tisinyi inange sobola taxi sobola taxi seba chije Robert. And then there was a time when some dude who is a broker and also a mechanic yangamba negwe atha waita kigwe gwani atava ku mutto nemga sijja va ku mutto sijja kuva ku mutto gwe oguvaako guveeko nze atha siva ku mutto era nagano va ku mutto. Ntale Samuel ogamba otya Isoba Ivan Nicholas aga Arthur, do you recommend posting a car on Gigi while selling? You can try, but Gigi has kind of lost all the credibility as a platform. Me, I don't even look at Gigi when I'm trying to buy stuff. I don't. Especially cars. With other things you can look, but cars, all the credibility is gone. Me, I find that the best way for you to actually call brokers, kubida aba broker bagaja gale moro keno neno, and then learn to listen to them and know whether he's lying or not. Majority of the time when people come to me for inspection, tuba moro kamuno. Nangamba nayo gede ne broker weji no weji nangamba ajine likusene bwezi ne mugambe yo teri yo kube simu, and we go there tugenda tuka yonge moro ka teri yo. Amazima. So I think I've learned the language that brokers use when they have the car. I've learned the language they use when they don't have the car and they are lying that they have the car. Which they get. Agmenitwe, how are you? Travel live vlog. Arthur used to say, I don't want to move with her, that Muswaza. But honestly, moving with family without a car is hard. What other platforms are there for selling cars? They are not there. I find that most of the websites that would, or the apps that would be used to do that, are looking for traffic. They don't care about anything else. They only care about traffic. So as long as they're getting traffic, for them, they have no problem. Which together. But you can use your if you have a profile on Facebook, use your own Facebook profile. Or posting, guys, I'm selling my car. Use your post the Facebook groups. You can go to Facebook groups. Facebook Marketplace has also been spoiled by brokers. Just use your profile and post in the groups where you are. And you can also post in your WhatsApp groups where you have your friends. Guys, time has gone where selling your car is a shame. It's not a shame. Which take it, eh? So you can, me, like I will tell you here on the broadcast, emoroka njitunda. Which take it. Nisi bagamba price negotiating na agenda kugula. No janola be moroka atesi negotiating nayo kusimu ina so karaba moroka ne enkulamu ya nola bo sobolo jigula no bo tusolani tunitwawukana ngaba abigo. Ukitegera. Sikukaka kugula moroka yange kuba nange siri ku pressure situnza pressure. Bwe naba njitunze nganjitunda. Bwe naba sijitunze nganjigula nyina nganjivuga nyina family nene. Mama bana lwakuba buno moroka obuto mama bana yagala Land Cruiser kati. Kama katonda. For me, Arthur, you are my only broker. Just go get ready. Trying to balance the boat here, then look for you both online and manually. By the way, tugenda nonye moro. The people that have called me, I normally tell you, jangu tunonye moro ka fena. Tugenda fena, buli chikoro chinaba. Kare guys, kamba sibule ngende, nyina abana bakusomesa digital marketing kumachoro alero. Lero ngena kuba tugenda covering the break-even analysis. You guys know what the break-even analysis is, right? It's very important for us as marketers. It helps us with pricing. It helps us with setting targets. Which together. So that's what we're going to be covering today in today's class. Name mama class yenyana nyina mu yindi oli abali abayindi abali old fashioned di simu yindi mu Sudani abayo North Sudan simu yindi North Sudan nayo oli omusajja mukuru ali old fashioned di tawudi za yichama simanya banyana musomesa math lwaliro naye kamba sibuli mwebale kubeera kencha market Tuesday Salmin jangu encho tunde takeryo Isaac agenda kuwa sente Isaac ate singa nange mbadde nakasente nange mbadde ndigula nange ntemete nga Isaac akola sente mu ttaka bya yali avuga BMW kataina ne kidabo kabini tunaba tuli aunga aguze Ford Ranger okitegeera muyombya Mark Jones info chambade Hannington Bridge Kakai Mugalasi Joseph Mix Farm Louis Travel live vlog chairman Zach bana guys mbajukiza bobo ina mawulire weekend gonna gampe ku WhatsApp ebigudde Dubai bingambe nti ho buroka we Dubai bamukubye ekikonde nga ayagala okubba bimpe bobo ina kati ani Joshua wangambo ovuga gundi Cybertruck mpereza video ngoli mu Cybertruck sharing mawulire gafa go ku Saturday tugenda kuba ne weekly roundup buli Saturday video ja kuba uploading basawa ndozanga 10 a little before the broadcast or after the broadcast egende mutandiko okulaba nga amawulirego ba broker bonanze nabagambye atisa bakolagana nanga abatantya bufuna amawulire mu field gamperize ku WhatsApp nsoluga sharing n'abagali moroka for the love of cars. He lives in me Basic Chris Engineer Joshua 247 tumuhimse Ivan Junior George Senkubuge busy Seuma Adam Michael UG Kagwa Dennis Ronald Muchwa Vinny Katz Engineer Joshua UG 256 Marjorie Bedford Football Tribe UG Chigozi Stanley Rahim Chigozi Juma Ali Nuchim Musa Sizi Samuel Viola Namiro Seth Kagaba Danny Okeni Albino Olak Todi Rona Harrison Muhindo Gilbert Amanya Brian Wanyama Seth Kagaba Nkumaze Sebuma Adam Harrison Muhindo S Zach Sebugwao Medi Natuha Bailo Nampija Juliet Yusuf Minaj number 1 brands Shagaf Salmin abagambe ainetaka eka 2 za atunda inamba ya Salmin injina bobango ina sente zigula agambe buli eka ya milioni 15 ze milioni 3 ngogula eka 2 eka evamu ploti 8 evamu ploti 7 ngosaze na amakubo kati ogula eka ya milioni 15 gwe nora bazotunda buli ploti ya 5 ku 10 atagambe echapa wechiri chichuka mangu Ole and Ego TV Seba Chije Robert Namugenyi Maria Cyrus Kwizera Victor Dr. Kasule Matia Jude the Dude, Ben Kako, Fahad Laptop Villa, Isaac Malinga, Nico Sebulime, Danny DeWalt, Katwena M. Benjamin, Charisima Rogers, Isaac Luyirikoyo, Savea, Steve Barros, Isoba, Ivan, Ntale Sa. Bana guys, mungambe mu January ne February ebintu bya bya rais sinafuna yo yaguze muruka rais mu January ne February. Ekyo tekiproving my analysis. Moses Birungi, Sebachije Robert, Aguminitwe Clever. Baltaza dala abasajja abakazi bina. Mumanya abakazi bina. Break even analysis, give it to them as coursework. Teach them Gantt charts. Gantt charts bana Uganda ngate bazikozesa. I've tried to use Gantt charts in a program. Gantt charts work, but they work in an environment where you have all the resources there. Bobato in the resources. Arneito Kevin, good morning. Jita Jero, good morning. How can I sell Ipsam Super in very good condition? You come and market it tomorrow, Jero. Come here, Janku Broadcast Center, because it's going to be Market Tuesday. Tell us about your Ipsam, tell us how much you're selling and all that. But Jajigura. Joshua Agambi sebo nedda sivuga cyber truck andabandabe olabandabe ojageno tukwatire ka video katuweze mawulire. Arthur, what about the auctioning time? You are a public service government vehicles. Nathan, for you to get the best out of auctions you need to have someone inside. That's the thing I've been told. Isaac kakwalite kiria coming when ataka genda kulonga etwade tukola sample. Waliwo yagambye lighting yabadde twakozesa lighting omuntu ne yabadde otugenda kwongera mu lighting. It would be better. Arthur, can you do inspection on German cars? Isaac nabagamba tulina kasimu the Benz mechanic neno mvuka muita Ivan wa Volkswagen ezo German namwe tuzikebera wade tutukomending ngale tukebera. Ngabi the FX trader guys munzikize mbasibule ngene somesa abantu break even analysis. Sijaba somesa Gantt chart because sebajikoza ne break even analysis njisomesa because some people come to the digital marketing class or kusoma engeri yokutunda ebintu byeba pricing obubi tebamanyi engeri ya setting am targets and all that. So the break even analysis tujisomesa because of that. May the good Lord bless you guys. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Ciao.